Hey guys! Ooh, that is a YouTube intro if I've ever heard one. You know what my old YouTube opening was? It was, hey guys, it's me, KT. Hey, welcome to Glitter Fix. My name's Katie and I'm an artist. I just graduated college with a degree in painting and moved to Houston, Texas to begin my art journey. So I figured that I would do a little bit of an introduction video. So this channel is called Glitter Fix, and maybe I'll explain it at another time. I don't want to bore you with why I called it that, but essentially all you need to know is I love glitter. Anytime there's anything shiny, I'm like, oh, shiny! It just like speaks my language. I have posted a few things in the past, and that's kind of why I'm doing this too. I've always wanted to be consistent in posting, and yeah, I've been filming for years. Like ever since YouTube came out, I have been filming videos. Even if I didn't know how to edit them, even if I never posted them, I was constantly filming them. Like that was my little fun thing that I did in middle school, was just constantly film everything. And I tried to be consistent in college, and it kind of like petered out with the pandemic and all of the stress that involved that whole thing, which I know you guys know because you probably you definitely lived through it. Unless you're like an infant, which I don't know why you'd be watching this video if you were. This is kind of like gonna be talky, so if you want to enjoy this like a podcast, like work on stuff or eat food, I do that a lot. I watch like YouTube videos when I'm eating because I don't like eating in silence. So yeah, settle in and we shall get started. The whole point of this channel and why I decided to make it, I was diagnosed in middle school with ADHD, and they didn't really have a lot of research done about neurodivergency. But recently they've had a lot of discoveries, and so I'm definitely neurodivergent. I don't know if that means that I'm ADHD, autistic, or maybe both, like ADHD. But I know that my brain works a little different than other people. So I've kind of like come to terms with this idea of masking and people pleasing. And I've realized my whole life I've kind of just conformed to what other people have wanted from me and what would make people most comfortable around me rather than being authentic. The whole point of this channel is really just being authentic and discovering who you are and living a creative life. I genuinely believe that we were put on this earth to be creative. And that doesn't necessarily mean being an artist and only painting or doing sculptures or whatever you think an artist does, but that's like anything. Like a scientist is being creative in the sense of discovering new things and creating formulas. Like, can you tell that I don't know anything about science? Or like a mathematician, or really anything, like creating something and being authentic to yourself and what you care about, and like really understanding what it is that you find interesting and have passion for. It's like living through that passion and following that excitement and following, you know, where you want to go. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to find, is to like realize what you want. That is so difficult, especially when you're like being thrown all of these like opinions of what you should do and the path that you should take to be secure and safe and all of these things. Like for instance, you know, after college, get a 9-to-5 and work there. Well, this doesn't really happen anymore, but the idea is to work there for the rest of your life and build up to a top position and make a bunch of money and never see your kids. And that's fine. That's fine. But I think having that be the default is problematic in some ways, and finding your own path is better, or more authentic at least. So this is kind of my journey in finding my own path. I have no clue where it's gonna lead, and that's the scary part. I feel like I'm like staring into the void and being like, okay, what's next? But also that's the fun of it, right? I say that. Doesn't make it any less scary. But yeah, the whole point of this is I'm hoping through my finding my authentic self and living a creative life and following those passions that will inspire others to do the same. Because I think that's really important, and that's the way that we change things. And just know that any advice I give, I am giving it to you, but also I'm giving it to myself. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is being a beginner and allowing yourself to be a beginner, because that is really difficult. Everything that we see in the world and all of the art that we see is not the first attempt. There's a lot of attempts to get there and a lot of work that it takes to get there. And so in order to be anything or do anything well, you just have to start. And like that seems pretty intuitive, but it's so much harder in practice than it sounds. Like, trust me, I know. And taking those, like, perfectionism is so real. Yeah, there's all of these feelings of like why you can't do something. So like I want to get into music. I've loved music my whole life. I played guitar for a really long time. I was a singer-songwriter, and I just stopped all of a sudden. I got busy, I guess, with life, and I haven't played in like 7 years. And I miss it, and I want to get back into it, but I don't know how. I haven't played guitar in so long, like I'm super rusty, and I want to get to that end product a lot quicker than I actually can. So rather than just not doing it, I've started messing around with what I have available, the resources that I have. So I have GarageBand because I have a Mac, and it's not perfect, but it has preloaded loops. So I just use that and I just create songs. And I feel like there's a lot of thoughts and a lot of like negative talk going on that stops you from doing things. It's like you haven't written a song in like 8 years and you weren't any good at it then, so what makes you think that you'd be good at it now? And it's like, okay, the last time I wrote a song I was like 15 and had no life experience. Maybe I had experience playing the guitar, but that wasn't the reason why the songs weren't good. And not even that they weren't good, they were good for a 15-year-old. It just wasn't a Taylor Swift song. It wasn't. It's that comparing things to masters, or comparing your like first attempt at something to something that has been edited and worked on for years. Negative self-talk is detrimental to starting new things. So it's better to start, and it's better to let yourself be bad than it is to just be scared and not do anything at all. And that gets into my next point, which is cringe. Cringe. Honestly, I cringe anytime someone says cringe now. Cringe is a choice. It really is. When you cringe at somebody or you cringe at yourself, you're judging yourself. You're not gonna look good all the time. But if you do them enthusiastically, if you just accept that fact that you're not gonna look good all the time and you're not gonna produce work that's perfect all the time, and like just get that out of your head, you'll get to the point where you wanna get. You just have to be cringy sometimes. Like, there's this thing on TikTok right now, it's like called like this cringe mountain or something. And you'll have to look it up if you want. I'm not gonna explain that very well, but essentially everybody who is anybody has had to climb this little cringe mountain and be super, super cringy in order to become cool or become good or anything. Like, putting yourself out there is hard and it's going to suck. Get used to it. I'm telling that to myself. Get used to it. I challenge you to be cringy. I challenge you to put yourself out there. I challenge you to do this with me. Like, I am dedicating myself. The goal is I'm dedicating myself to 2 2 videos a week for 3 months. And then we will assess. We will assess, and we'll assess together. We will. We're going to do some reflection. We're going to do some assessment. We're going to see what's going on. But I think just doing it, even if it's not good, and the majority of the time it's not going to be, so. But just doing it is going to be important. I'm a procrastinator, 100%. I barely got through college because I was procrastinating every single thing. Like, it was horrible. And I stressed myself out for no reason. And I set expectations for myself or goals for myself that were way too high. And hey, maybe this goal is a little too high. Two videos a week, I don't know. But I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna let overwhelm make me paralyzed. I'm not going to let procrastination do anything. I'm going to work on this every single day. And I'm telling you this, and I'm saying this out loud, and I'm going to be posting this very soon so that I have to do it. Even right now, I have the little voice in my head be like, well, you can always delete it. No, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. I say that I'm doing this to inspire you, and I do want to inspire you. But really, I want to inspire myself, and I want to be able to look back at this time and be like, wow, she did that. Pop off. I don't know. I'm not going to be too hard on myself that this is so rambly, because it's going to get posted, and that's what matters. It's going to get done, and that's what matters. Quantity over quality, baby, which I know that's usually backwards, but in this case, doing it is better than not doing it, and we'll get there. So, you. Yes, you. In my head, I just said, oh my gosh, how cringy. Oh my gosh. See, I'm literally telling all this stuff to myself as well. But we're gonna do this together. Yeah. Now, oh, that's another good thing is carrots. Not like carrots or like carrots, you know? But like treats for yourself. Ooh, carrots like if you're a horse. I love horses. Yeah, but give yourself a quick carrot. So I told myself after I film this video, I'm going to the craft store and I'm going to go look at things and maybe buy some things. I need some new paintbrushes, so I'm gonna go buy myself some paintbrushes. The world is my oyster, and the world is your oyster too. I hope you'll have a lovely day. If you got to the end of this video, then like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you on Wednesday. So, mwah, and bye. I did it, guess who fucking did it, yeah.